Carolyn's clothes hang neatly in the back seat of her car
I'm a neat freak.
and are organized in the trunk.
This is my dry cleaning my silks, which I can't afford right now.
Dry cleaning is the least of her concerns for this 78-year-old. She's been living in her car for nearly 2 months because she can't afford a place to live.
I look at it as a journey. I've had many journeys in my life.
Money is tight because her only income is Social Security. She's sold many of her possessions over the last few years, but she still doesn't have enough money. We spoke with her here in a well-lit parking lot in North Broward, where she spends time doing word puzzles.
Whenever I see things like this, I just wonder, how is this possible in the richest country in the world? Like, this is a 78-year-old living in her car, and to this, like, this is normal in a society. How is this normal? Like, I grew up in a third world country, or like they would call it a third world shithole, like Trump would call it. And even in those poor, desperate places, people watch over their parents or their grandmas. Like, you're not just supposed to leave your grandma, parent to just rot somewhere. And this is not me trying to guilt trip the kids or whoever, because I don't know her life story. I don't know if she was a nice person throughout. I don't know if her kids are alive or not. But this is just a look at the society at large. Society where all people are left to be sleeping in the parking lots. If you've ever been to a Walmart at night, Walmart parking lot, you'll see all these cars parked on the Walmart parking lot of most people who are homeless. Like, this is not normal. I don't know how I have to say, this is not normal. She is out here surviving on Social Security, which is under attack. She paid throughout. She paid her life working. They took Social Security, but then there are some of these evil forces, I'm just going to refer to them as evil forces, trying to get rid of Social Security. So without Social Security, how would she even be getting a meal? But, man, these things get me so frustrated. But let's just continue with this video. After this video, we're going to go to see another 80-year-old man bagging groceries to pay for medical debt. Yeah, just like I say that, 80-year-old bagging groceries to pay for debt. Enough talking, let's just continue.
Where it has the large letters for people like me.
And sleeping, sitting up.
Since I've been here, I sleep here in this seat, squinched down. My ankles and legs are swollen from having to sit all the time. I buy jug water, it's cheaper. And I eat one meal a day for $2.02, and then I get a free senior drink.
She gets free gym memberships as part of her Medicare plan.
I do go shower and do my makeup, my hair.
Very brave. Very brave.
Cassandra Rett, the Housing and Social Services Manager for the city of Pompano Beach, is trying to find Carolyn a place to live.
She was my godsend.
It could be my aunt. It could be my mother. And it just breaks my heart just how humble Carolyn is.
Cassandra says she is seeing more and more seniors in need. Support services for them are at capacity.
As you know, the rent is skyrocketed. That's the main factor of why these seniors are on the street, is because they cannot afford the rent.
Ron Book, chairman.
Okay, so as you can see, like, there's this rapid rent increase. This is Florida, so for sure, Florida, for a while now, they've been raising the rents even for everybody, like not just the seniors. Like, the rents have been going up dramatic fashion. So these things all contribute. People used to retire to Florida, but now if you ask anyone, what's your retirement plan? The retirement plan is to leave America. I'm gonna be honest with you. My retirement plan, when I get to retirement age, some 30, 40 years from now, my retirement plan will be leaving America. Because why would I stick around and probably by then Social Security would have been eliminated. Why would I stick around to experience all this when I can move to another place and, try to at least survive? So many people have been moving to Mexico. I've seen lots of Americans. I've always been retiring to Mexico. So many people. And it's just not right, really, how this is the richest country in the world, but the most vulnerable people are treated like that. Like this woman is sleeping, her feet is swollen because now the circulation is all messed up, sleeping, like sitting down every day for months. At 78 year old, 78, you already have lots of medical issues, but you still have to deal with this. This is not right for a society. And it's going to be worse because right now, ask any 20-year-old or even people in their early 30s, ask them, how is your 401k, or how, like, their 401k is non-existent. Some don't even have 401k retirement. They don't have it. Even if you had it, you cannot retire now because of all the tariffs that the market has tanked. People's 401k has gone to I don't know what. Like, it's ridiculous. Let's just finish this video and then we're going to go real quick to see the 80-year-old I mentioned who's bagging groceries to pay medical debts.
Of Miami-Dade Homeless Trust says homeless seniors are incredibly vulnerable.
We know if you put vulnerable elderly on the street, they're going to die earlier.
Take a look at this trend. In 2019, people ages 65 and older made up nearly 8% of the homeless population in Miami-Dade County. By 2024, that number almost doubled to 14% and is projected to reach 22%.
Look at that. Look at that. Like, it's doubled the number in just 5 years. Like, every year it's doubling. And that's in Miami, where old people used to retire to. So where will they retire to? Like, where will you retire to? Because not everybody is going to be able to leave America. That's for sure. Not everybody is going to start learning, I don't know, Spanish or another language in their 70s and move to a country that they have no relatives. So some people are going to be forced to stay. Like, they're going to have to stay and, withstand all this. And it's looking grim and grim as time goes on. I know they always say socialism is bad, like communism, but at what cost? Like, you just let old people rot like this on the sides of the road, sleeping outside in their cars. Some don't even have cars, they're just sleeping. Like, in LA, it's a mess. Like, what is this, man? Like, let's just finish, man.
By 2030,
the face of homelessness has changed. And I want people in our community to think about their mothers and their grandmothers and their grandfathers being homeless for the first time.
It can happen to anyone. Don't think it can't. Because I never thought about it.
Carolyn has not lost her sense of humor despite living in her 22-year-old car.
That's my baby. She's falling apart like me.
She hopes speaking out about something so personal might help others.
Other people may need somebody to be their spokesperson, because this is the only thing I ever felt ashamed of in my life. And I truly felt ashamed.
I mean, you can just see the pain in her eyes. You can see the pain in her eyes at 78, being homeless. And like she said, it can happen to anyone. Just one paycheck away from being homeless. For her, in her case, she depends on Social Security, and that is also at risk. Like, it's just a cruel thing that is happening. And like, it leaves you speechless. And I'm sorry it's a sob story today, like, it's very sad, but we have to face this reality. Sometimes I like looking at realities. So let's look at this 80-year-old bagging groceries to pay medical debt in America. And as we watch this, please like and subscribe.
Hello, Gary. Anyone who goes to the Smith's Market on Bluff in St. George knows Gary Sailing, the kind 80-year-old bagger. Something people may not realize is Gary once bagged groceries for Betty Davis.
Sorry, I had to pause that, but it's sad. Like, you saw him putting the groceries for another, look like an elderly person. So an elderly person is standing next to the car, and then this 80-year-old is putting groceries in the car. Like, in what world is that? Does that make sense? Like, wow.
I'm Fox 13 7 Utah News reporter Chris Reed. These days, Gary is bagging for the love of his life, and the St. George community is starting to take notice. Gary first worked as a grocery bagger back in high school in California. He never expected to pick it up again at this age. His life's work was in architecture.
Now, was she pretty or what?
And his love was his wife, Carol. They met at a stoplight back in 1991.
The exact instant we both raised our sunglasses at the same moment.
Turned out they had been going to the same store to pick up coffee for decades. And when the wife of the store's owner found out,
She comes around the corner and she's crying. And she goes, Gary, are you telling me you finally ran into Carol? We fell in love with each other on the bench because we ended up sitting there for 3 hours.
that love lasted right through January 2017 when Carol, an artist, was diagnosed with sundowner syndrome, a form of dementia. They moved to be near a neurologist in southern Utah.
The neurology was covered by Medicare. What wasn't covered was the promise that I kept, that I would keep her at home.
Carol died in 2021, but Gary's love for her lives on. Unfortunately, so do the medical bills. Gary still owes $80,000.
He owes $80,000. $80,000. The insurance companies still look at this guy, 80-year-old, and they're like, we need our money. Tell me in what world? I know in America it's normal, but if you step outside of America, like, your eyes are going to be open. People do not live like this. Healthcare is not a privilege, because in America it's treated like it's a privilege. It's not your right to be healthy. It's a privilege for you to even get healthcare. You should be thanking us. You should be thanking us that we are giving you health care. That's how America treats it. But outside of America, where majority of the world lives, this is not normal. You don't go into debt because of medical care. So this guy, 80 years old, his wife died, and they still ask for money for him to pay $80,000. Now he has to go back to work at 80. Probably he has his own health issues, but he still has to work to pay the debt. And look at the type of work he's doing. I have bagged groceries before. I bagged groceries the first time I arrived in America. I bagged groceries, and I remember the manager of the supermarket told us, do not take tips. We do not accept tips from people. So I remember sometimes I will be going out there. It's raining and it is snowing, like the wind is terrible, pushing this cart, barely surviving because these people have loaded up the carts all the way up. And then I have to put them all in their car. And then the woman would be like, okay, let me give you a tip. And because there were cameras there, I had to say no. So I was being rained on like a dog, getting minimum wage, which at that time was $7.25, I think. $7.25 per hour. I believe right now still it's minimum wage, bagging groceries in a supermarket, minimum wage. How will he pay back $80,000 earning minimum wage? Like, in what world is this normal? Like, something has to give. Like, healthcare cannot be this way in America. But enough of my rambling. Let's continue.
I saw Gary bagging groceries and I thought, what's this guy why is this elderly man still here?
Duana Johnson runs a small ministry in town. She organized the Gary Sailing donation account at the State Bank of Southern Utah that people can donate to. There's also a Venmo account.
So we started a fundraiser, and people have been messaging saying that they see him all the time and they really love him. He's always nice, he's always kind, he's always like, you know, greeting them and smiling.
There is no way I'm a hero. I am not an angel, and I'm certainly not a saint. I made the promise to keep her at home.
Yeah, so that's basically what is happening. They organize like a fundraiser for him, but this definitely needs like a GoFundMe or something. I know his case is one of many. So many don't have a voice, so many have not been covered, but the fact that he is paying back debt, $80,000 he owes, earning minimum wage, bagging groceries at 80 years old, even if he worked for 40 years until he's 120 years old, he would not be able to pay back the money earning minimum wage. There's something broken with this society. That's all I can say. There's something broken with this society. Now, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and of course, share this on all the networks. I'll see you.
Oh my goodness, all the networks! Wow! All the networks!